It is all my mistake. I, for a long time, has been careless. That's why my friend is being injured. Why now do you need to sacrifice yourself to save me? So, hello, welcome guys to a new what if, that is, what if Shikamaru was more motivated? And yeah, as always, we'll jump right into it. In the anime itself, we have seen the Shikamaru being one of the most smartest kids around, and that make him be one of the most powerful character after the end of the series. But when we see his progress from the start to the end, he was the least developed character that we see, because his power to control his technique, that is Nara clan shadow position jutsu, was just being developed and no other aspect of him. At most, his only taijutsu abilities were being modified. And when we see other character like even Choji was being become more powerful day by day. And if we compare to Shikamaru growth, he has been progressing for a very long time and was seen to be in a standstill, because at the start of the Chunin exam, we see that he is so powerful that most of the other ninjas can't defeat it. And he is so smart that he can outsmart most of the ninja, even Chunin level. That make him to rank the only person to gain the Chunin exam from Leaf Village at that time. But as the story being over, we see that he has a control over his Nara clan shadow position jutsu and become more smarter. But if you see the progress of Naruto, Sasuke, or even Sakura herself, it is not even acceptable that he has just become just a bit more powerful. If we compare to older Naruto to himself at the end of the series, it is not even comparable. But most of people will say that even the kid Shikamaru can have a very good fight with the later Shikamaru. So in this story, we will see that how Shikamaru become more motivated and how he can change the whole career of himself, because he become more motivated and learn new techniques and to become a stronger ninja. The story belongs to in such a way that in this timeline we will see that Shikamaru and Naruto become more good friends in, even if we compare from the canon, because Naruto being more inclined toward the smartness, because Naruto want to learn his whole cheekiness and his smartness that he always possesses. So when they all be playing in the field, Naruto will be attacked by some of the cloud ninja, and to protect Shikamaru at that time, Naruto take his own life to save him. At that time, Shikamaru cried and take a pledge that no matter what, my other friend will not be killed. But at that time, Naruto jump and will say, Shikamaru, I am not dead. Now, at that time, Naruto's eyes were turned a little bit red. The nine-tailed fox has been activated, and we've seen Naruto to thrash all the cloud ninja and grab Shikamaru's neck and say, no matter what, I will not die until I achieve my dream. Mark my word. At that time, Shikamaru laugh and they both go to home. But before the battle ends, Naruto fall to the ground because of the overuse of his chakra. At that time, Shikamaru quickly goes to the hospital and tell to take away Naruto with him. At that time, Shikamaru realizes that if he was being more powerful, Naruto will not be in the hospital. It's own fault has resulted to it, and his own laziness that has made this happen. So he decided, now it's the time to use my smartness and the skill that I have to become the most powerful ninja to ever exist. At that time, Shikamaru goes to his home and start training. When he was training till evening, his father came and asked her mom that, where is my son Shikamaru? I have always seen in park, but have seen when coming from the Hokage office, I have not seen him there also. At that time, her mom will say, he's in the backyard doing something. I don't know, I have not even noticed it. He may be playing with other kids at the backyard, but he can play it in the playground also. So let's see. At that time, they both see him training very hard and falling to the ground due to exhaustion. When in the morning Shikamaru rises, his father asked with her mother, why you were training so hard? We have not seen him be so much motivated to training. Has something been happened to the academy? At that time, he explained all the story to his dad and say, no matter what, I will not this thing to ever happen again to my friend. Mark my word. At that time, his dad cried and hugged him and say, I make this promise to happen, and if you are motivated, and say, I will make you the most strongest Nara to ever exist. At that time, he handed him over some books of Nara clan to learn power of the shadow positioning jutsu and master it. So in the academy, Shikamaru still shine out many others, but his grades of taijutsu abilities were being improving day by day. So he topped in the class in the education department because of him being over smart and being one of the most smartest kid around. But his taijutsu skill has also improved and being beating many good ninjas after all, because it that tells that our clan has a weakness that we are being stable, but we should have a very good taijutsu ability to be fighting against, because it has an inherent weakness of being stable and we need to learn new things. So it that tells that there is a technique that we can learn to make this technique be so much invincible that this may beat any ninja to ever exist. Then he say that because of our clan low chakra level, most of us don't have been able to master it, but our main leader, the most powerful Nara to ever exist, has been able to master it and become one of the most greatest shinobi to ever exist. So he asks what it is, and he says the shadow clone jutsu. So he goes to the Hokage office and tell to Hiruzen, my son wants to learn shadow clone jutsu. And at that time, Hiruzen will say, it's a nice thing to learn, but I need to build his chakra more, because his inherited chakra will not be capable to even form one clone that is stable enough. So he would go to a very rigorous chakra training under Hiruzen and his own dad. At that time, his shadow position jutsu will improve by a long shot and being developing. So in the main story, the whole class will be on the same level. But seeing Shikamaru being working so hard, Naruto will also learn new things and will be having some taijutsu battle with Shikamaru and improving his own skill. But he would still be one of the lowest in the class, because by just taijutsu alone, he was not able to cut the place. So he need to steal the scroll, and as in the canon, he will learn the shadow clone jutsu. At that time, because he and Shikamaru being very close friends, he would show it off to Shikamaru. Shikamaru will be very surprised that now to be able to form so many clones, but he's saying that he has a very good chakra amount, has been seen in the battle itself, that he's been formed with Cloud Ninja. So at that time he will stop Naruto and say, I may be not that much powerful, but I can also do that too. At that time Shikamaru will form one more shadow clone, and Naruto and Do both will chuckle and say, it's a good job that you also learned that. And both start to train again with them and say, please protect all our friends with this technique. So here we leave for now. Do hit 15 likes to get the next part, and as always, goodbye.